Got your mics turned on there.
Not until the gavel goes.
Welcome you to our special council meeting. Our first, I guess, got to approve the agenda, right?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It is, I guess, unanimous, so all those that are present. We do have a quorum here. Let's go to council meeting, or council number 2 on the county council here. Consideration of an application to cross-appeal the Ruby Pipeline's objection to the tax commission assessment of their property. Would you please? Jairus, we appreciate you coming. We appreciate all the support that we have here. I feel safe.
Great. Thank you, Council. Thanks for taking your time today to listen to what we have. This is generally a routine matter that would have been handled at a regular meeting. However, we've run into a deadline that came about, I think about 3 days ago on the 24th of September. So our office was informed after that deadline that there is a centrally assessed property owned by Ruby Pipeline. And they are challenging, or I guess objecting to the amount that they were assessed on taxes. And so typically what happens is the county will then enter a cross appeal to be able to challenge that matter and to let the Utah State Tax Commission know that that objection is something that is of concern to the county. And that the county wants to address it. The reason that the county would want to address it is that they are assessing the value to be, I think, somewhere around close to 140,000, and Ruby, that's the tax liability, and then Ruby Pipeline is going to be asking the Utah State Tax Commission to reduce that by about 50% or more. So that would be a significant amount to the county that would not come through that centrally assessed property and those taxes. So typically what happens is we just file an application, and then we are a party to the hearings and the matter, and we'll then be able to put in our position so that the state tax commission can consider that. So that's what the first issue is. We just need to file an application, but it has to be approved by the county council, or at least by a majority of the council. And so that's the matter that we're putting before you under number 2 there.
Can I make one
Yes, please. Mike has been helping us on this.
So Jairus said something that technically is incorrect, that if Ruby Pipeline's request is approved, it wouldn't lower the county's revenue by 70,000. It's a tax shift. So it would spread that 70,000 they would have reduced off of their taxes. It would spread it out to all the other taxpayers of Cache County. Right. So that this would be revenue neutral, but being successful in this matter means reducing the tax liability for all of the remaining taxpayers in the county.
Increasing.
Well, there lies part of my question.
The increase in the shift to all taxpayers. Yeah.
So Ruby Pipeline goes through all sorts of property, private, forest, whatever else. So say for instance, on the private property, are they just paying because of the pipeline, or what is the assessment coming down to that's 149,000? Does that make sense?
It does. I honestly don't know how the assessment is made. That's a little bit beyond my understanding.
Based on the flow, or is it based on they have a pipeline there? Because it's gone, you go through Wellsville Canyon, that's on private property, and so those guys are paying taxes, and I'm just wondering how that breaks out.
I think it was set up as a utility corridor through that area.
They don't own that.
Everything, yeah, it is a utility corridor. They do not own it, but there was compensation given to every private landowner
Along the way.
And then I don't know about the station areas. You know, they have those stops, pumping stations and everything. Yeah, I'm not sure if, see, that is on private property, whether they have purchased those or whether they, again, or maybe have a long-term lease on those too. I don't know.
And these might be questions that Diana would be able to answer better than me, where she deals with those. Unfortunately, we're bringing this up because our office is the one that typically handles the filing of the application. But unless we get into it in depth, which we haven't had time to, we don't understand.
Have they protested previous tax times as well? Always doing that then? Have they been successful?
I don't know that they have protested within, see, I'm only aware of 2020, we had a Pacificor contested, and then in 2017, we had 5 different entities objecting to the assessments, but it did not involve Ruby
They've been in a
Pipeline.
while, and there have been talks that they were in financial issues too.
Yeah, and that might be why. I do know that what they are contesting is that they did sell, and so it may not be actually Ruby Pipeline. It might be the company that purchased them out. And so I think that that's what they're contesting, is they're trying to say that
Should be on the new
it should
person.
be what they paid for the cost that they paid to purchase what Ruby Pipeline had, as opposed to what the assessed value was.
Okay, sorry for the questions, just want to understand.
No, you're I would want to as well. Any other questions?
I know to me, that's still a minimal tax that they're paying on millions of dollars of assets. You know, if you figure, even if it's not even the real property, if you just start looking at just the pipelines themselves and the pumping stations and everything that goes through here, you start adding all that up, and that's, I'm not sure what their depreciation schedule has been in the past, to bring that down, I'm not sure. But they don't come to that $100,000+ just arbitrarily. It is, but they are, basically there are appraisers that are working on that stuff everywhere, and they bring it together and to get that value, so.
And you do bring up a point, and you even touched on it too, Mullen, is that this also covers land that's not in Cache County, so it's also Box Elder and Rich County. So I do know Box Elder, they did file their application to cross appeal as well, and the portion on Box Elder is far more significant than even what we have in our county, and so that will actually kind of take us to the next issue. If you want me to just move on into that, is that Box Elder County, and in fact I talked to Stephen Hadfield, the county attorney, and their civil attorney Annie, and they mentioned that they go with an attorney who's well versed in this. In fact, he's represented our county before on similar tax issues. His name's Thomas. What was it? Peters. Yes, thank you, Thomas Peters, and so that would. Our recommendation from the county attorney's office would be that we go with him. He understands the process. He understands. He's been doing it for many, many years and has represented the county before on this. And so he would be the one that we would recommend just represent us on this. And I can answer any questions that you have related to that. But that way we can have someone who's done this before, who knows the proper process and procedure, and someone who's already representing Box Elder County. The cost would be proportional to the amount that Box Elder has and the amount that Cache County has. So we would be paying less essentially because
Rich County also.
I don't know if Rich County has filed, but if they have
Because
filed,
it goes into Rich County, so.
right? Yeah, and I'm not sure if Rich County's in the same position as us where they need to file now, or if they've already filed. But
Okay. Well, with that, I guess there is no formal resolution
Do we have to?
to this, right?
There's no resolution, but we do need a motion to approve. We actually need 2 motions. To approve the application to cross appeal Ruby Pipeline's objection. That's number 2. And then a motion to approve Tom Thomas Peters
as counsel,
to represent the county
yeah, Cache County. Okay,
in this matter.
Yeah, and I know I'd say just designating Mr. Peters as our representative on the issue.
Okay, I'll make a move. Do you want me to make a motion?
no, you bet, please.
I'll make a motion that we approve the application for the cross appeal of Ruby Pipeline's objection to the tax commission's assessment of their property.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. We approve that cross appeal, application to cross appeal of Ruby Pipeline's objection to the tax commission assessment of their property. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it is unanimous. All 5 members speaking in favor of that. I'll now entertain a motion on legal counsel of Mr. Thomas Peters.
I will make a motion to approve outside legal counsel of Thomas Peters to represent the county in the cross appeal of the Ruby Pipeline's objection to the tax commission's assessment of their property.
Second?
Moved and seconded that we approve as counsel Thomas Peters. Could it be someone else though? Or is that, we've already, is that discussion already happened then?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Approve as Thomas Peters as our counsel in this matter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Unanimous. With no other business, we will adjourn.